Oh, a bit of a weird one today, boys and girls. So I'm actually working on some custom KWA models for the website, which will be available very soon. Don't know if you're going to be able to see this. But these are going to be called a Valkyrie VMP9. They're going to have custom deep laser etching on both sides. And of course, Valkyrie VMP9 on the top receiver there. This is the first one that I'm going to be doing. This is going to be one for myself and Amanda. And this is something that she's going to use when we're at games. I think we're doing this really nice tungsten colour. Built on the KWA QRF Mod 3, so let's get this out of the way. So this will be something as well we'll be looking at soon. This is another MWS build. Just waiting on a few real steel Magpul parts to come to complete it, like the stock and the grip. So it's got a nice Geisley front end on there. With a stainless flash hider with heat treat on there. But let's get to building this KWA. And I thought while I'm sitting here messing about with this, I'll just jump on the live, might as well. But this started as a KWA Mod 3. It's been completely stripped down. And put in this Cerakote, this lovely tungsten colour, and it's got a Valkyrie on the side there. Let's get to building this thing. It's in 1,000,000 bits at the moment, so it's going to take a bit of time. And not only that, when we sell these on the website, we're also going to have some bits and pieces in there. It's going to come with a Lalex Prometheus barrel and hot rubber. You're also going to be getting a gate MOSFET. So I think the first ones that we do will be coming with a gate Aster. This particular one, just because it's what I've got to hand at the time of building this for a game this coming weekend. Obviously, Amanda wants to use it. I'm just going to slip a Titan, I think a Titan Basic in here. So that'll enable her to use it the weekend. So I've done videos on pulling these gearboxes apart before. I'm not going for any speed builds on this. It's probably going to take me an hour or two to do. But if you want to stick along for the ride, then why not? As always, any questions, any airsoft related stuff, just let me know. And I'll do my best to answer them. I have a €2,000 order that will arrive tomorrow. I feel like it's a kill Christmas. Wow, spending the big dough there then. I'm using the wrong one here. It's 215. T10. So €2,000 order. What you got on that order then? So not a small order at all. Take it because you said euros. You're somewhere in Europe. Apologies if my hands get in the way while doing this, because with a top-down camera, it's not the easiest, that's for sure. Just going to move this microphone out of the way a little bit. There'll of course be some bits that I can't do on camera where I've got to knock pins into the receiver. And it's just going to be a bit loud. I'm not actually in my workshop, as you'll probably have noticed. This is just a bench next to my desk, because my desk is full at the moment. But I thought while I'm sat here doing it on an evening, bring you guys along for the ride. We'll get this built. So these are going to be a limited edition as well. These are not going to be something that we do many of. Whenever we seem to do custom guns, whenever we seem to do custom guns, they sell out straight away. But I don't like. I mean, you could probably say we were a bit wrong for this, but I mean, I'm always one of those people that, you know, if you've got something nice, if you build yourself something really unique, you don't want everybody to have it. And when we started stocking the KDB special editions like the Kaiju and the special edition T10, they're great, but sometimes they're a bit funky and it's not quite like they'll put a MOSFET in it and they'll give you a funky colour, but apart from that they don't do anything else. And these guns really, I know what you're going to say, Nicky. I know what you're going to say, but I might have to sort that out. But I like the fact that if you're going to do something unique like this, pick a platform, do a couple of them, and then those that order them, you know, if they're lucky enough to buy them, because these aren't going to be massively expensive. If you're lucky enough to buy one, then you've got something out there that there might be only 1, 2 or 3 of. The sabres that we do for the M45s, I think we've only built like 6 or 7 of them. We tend to build them to order now, just if anybody wants them. It's not something that we really want to be doing because it's a unique item. But this is going a little bit further. It's done this lovely tungsten colour. If you've seen my MTR16 on the page or on the streams or on the videos before, it's done in this exact same colour. But I've done something a little bit different with the mixture. So instead of it being like that bright grey metallic, it's really subdued. It's almost, in person, it almost looks a bit like a hint of green. Like that weird titanium green colour, but it is a grey, metallic grey colour. And this will look obviously really nice when it's done. It's going to have a nice two-tone finish with the black and the tungsten parts. But we'll have to get the gearbox done first because, you know, to get this thing in there, we're going to need a working gearbox. Alcohol beverage. Now, you are right, I suppose. I don't actually have anything in to drink though, Nicky. I'll have to see if I've got a bit of beer or something on the go I can grab. You'll have to let me know, Nicky, if the music in the background is loud or quiet, because I can't really gauge it on the live stream. You have to let me know if it needs turning up or turning down. Just so it's something in the background to sort of cut out the awkward silences if I'm focusing on. So he's bought a VFC MCX, 2 ArmorWorks custom Glocks with optic cuts, 2 Army Staccato lookalikes, the R603 and R604, a VFC SIG M18, various mags them as well, also pre-ordered a VFC BCM 11.5 AG. Spending the big dough then. I take it you've got some games coming up. But yeah, I'll see if I can sort that out in a bit, Nicky, if I have a little bit of a break. But I'm just on coffee at the moment. There's a few things. Oh, is Corey back?
Hello.
Yeah, mate, you alright?
Yeah, I thought you were being mental and just talking to yourself or talking to Amanda, and I realised you were streaming.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Here I am. While I put this gun together. Well, I was talking
The colour
to
looks
myself.
nice of it. The colour looks nice. I really like it.
Yeah. It's annoyed me a bit because it's oh, you can't hear the music. The thing is, I can't turn it up without it being too loud for me.
You need a mixer. That's what I've.
I've got a
installed on my,
mixer.
PC. Have you? I'm sure in Streamlabs you can change like your monitor audio. Like, there's like a setting for it, and you can monitor
Yeah.
the thing for it, and you know, stuff like that. But
I'll turn it up a bit. It might take a few seconds, but I didn't really want it too loud. Yeah, it's annoying because there's a certain few components that we wanted to get for this. We've managed to get them for the ones that we're going to sell. So the ones that we sell will have like a max model piston head. They'll have Lilacs barrel, Lilacs hop and stuff like that. But with this one, unfortunately, we couldn't get it. But
right.
we've got a hot rubber to go. So we just have to use the standard barrel for now. Just getting parts in the UK at the moment is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what is weird though, Corey?
What's that?
The interaction with a live stream be building some custom guns compared to when we do a bit of gaming.
Yeah, there's instantly loads more people, and they're also normal people. It's not like weird questions coming up, which is nice. I think you have got a couple of questions there about pink modified P2Ks and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, someone asked, will you be stocking the pink modified P2Ks?
I said I wanted one to the guys when I was talking to the the distributor about it, and I was like, "Man, I want a pink one. Can you get me a pink one?" And they turned around to me and they said no, and I was like, "What do you mean no?"
To be fair,
It's
you
like-
could always Cerakote afterwards, didn't you?
They honestly thought it was trolling. I was like, "No, I would run a pink PP2K and just troll the
Genuinely.
purists." Troll the purists, yeah. But no games coming up. I just felt like spending some coin. I'm from Sweden. Like, well, if you got the coin to spend, then fair play to you. Go for it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know what I mean? You got the money to spare. Why not get yourself a load of Gucci stuff?
Yeah, I would if I could.
What I will say, the guys watching, if you see me doing anything incorrect, it's just because I'm trying to watch a live stream while I do it. So I'm trying to read comments and stuff. I'll have to, unless you want to keep an eye on that, Corey.
Well, yeah, I can keep an eye on that as well. Someone does ask, any more news on the I guess it's the RDB release date?
I think it's due May. In May sometime.
Sorry, that confused me. It sounded like you said June, May. I was like, well, they're the wrong way around. But I know what you mean. Yeah, so May at some point.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Given it's only around the corner, really.
But yeah, this is done in like a way that, you know, I bought the Mod 3.
Yeah.
I had it for a while because I like the KWA SMG stuff that they do.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, Manda got on with it quite well. She could reach, because she's got small hands, she could reach the mag release, where the TK45 she's having trouble with. I was like, you can use this then. And I keep calling it like her gun, but it's
But it's not. It's
done in a way that, you know, if I want to use it, that I can do.
still yours.
And that's not related to the Vorpal Bunny conversation.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
I'd definitely rock one of those.
Someone's asking about any upgrades for the AW0201. I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head, so
It could be high cappers or the Glocks.
yeah.
So it could be one or the other.
Yeah.
If in terms you're asking about stuff on the website, then
I'm not sure. It just says literally the comment just says any upgrades for the AW0201.
potentially. I don't think they've discontinued the AK-74 because we've just had a batch of them in stock. So, as far as I'm aware, they haven't, but maybe they've done one last batch and they're going to be moving on to new models, who knows. Now, one thing I like to do on these KWAs when doing the MOSFETs is, with the selector going over the gearbox, you've got these two sections here. So as the selector plate slides over, this can actually peel the sticker labels off. So I just attack it with a file and just put a 45 beveled edge on these two surfaces here. So if you see me filing stuff, that's why. How much have you spent?
He was on about the Glocks. He was on about. The upgrade.
Well, technically, it's just a WE Glock. So anything that a WE Glock can take, you could put in an Armour Works. But they'll take, you know, pistol barrels and hot rubbers. This is not the.
He's got the AW0201, the Glock 18C variant.
Yeah, it's just the same as a WE18C. They do things a little bit different, but it's the same company technically.
It looks like Matt's watching on Twitch because he says it looks like that's a handy screwdriver there, James.
Yeah, he got me
With
this.
his same thing.
He like turned up randomly to my house one day. And I was like, do you want one of these handy screwdrivers? And I tell you what, this fits. Them posi screws that you just never seem to have the right big screwdriver to fit. This is like worth its weight in gold.
Someone's asking. I'm guessing this is for the AK-74 ERG, the KWA one. Have you got the mag stop mags? Because it's the same person asking the question. So.
I believe so. If they are, they'll be on the website. So.
I think you may have started to answer Nikki's question as to how much you spent on your MWS, or unless you're on about something else.
I don't really know. I mean, the guns are like... which MWS? The short one, or the MTR, which is the DMR?
The person from earlier who put in the big order that you're on about, said, what I really want though is one of those older ARMS SIR handguards for a retro block 1.5 build. I don't know what that is, so...
Sounds like if it's retro, it might be a little bit harder to... a little bit harder to get hold of.
There's new ones though, with the pre-cut mod for optics, has a different blowback unit and proprietary magazine rubbers. Do know. Nicky's just put MTR twice.
MTR. I actually scored an absolute bargain with my MTR to build it. So I bought the MTR second hand, and it was a guy that was selling it on pre-file, I think. And he had like a bunch of mags with it, and he came with like 7 mags, a scope, and like loads of accessories. And by the time I'd messaged him, he says, oh, I've sold all the mags. And I was like, well, it's kind of worthless then if you've got no mags with it.
Got the mags for it.
55 quid a mag on average.
It's quite a lot.
I was like, so it's going to have to be considerably cheaper for me to purchase it over just getting a new MTR that I know is not being fettled. And I was expecting he had a bit of a whinge, and I was expecting him to come back and say, 500 quid. And after like going backwards and forwards, and anticipating a high price to come out to him, he's like, oh, I said, I don't want any of the accessories. You can take the scope, you can take the grip, the bipod off. I don't want the case. Just literally send me the bare bones gun.
Yeah.
And he said 300 quid. So I was like, oh, sound then, you got yourself a deal. And then after I purchased it and it turned up, he actually sent the lot. So he sent the case with it, scope, bipod. I didn't want them, but he just sent them anyway. And then it was just a case of getting the mags. The Cerakote really just cost me the paint because obviously I do it myself.
Yeah.
The Lilacs barrel was probably about 70 odd pounds. Hot rubber was another £15. Already came with a high flute valve in the nozzle. Yeah. So all I had to do was mod the magazines when I bought them, and it was almost good to go. So locked it to semi. That just took a file and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if you were to build that off the cuff, I reckon it would be well in excess of £1,200.
Yeah.
At least.
People are asking if you're shaving the gearbox to fit a MOSFET, and someone's asked why don't you just use a Dremel for it?
Because I don't like using Dremels. If you've got the time, like all I'm doing is basically with the MOSFETs, you fit a little sticker with the gate MOSFETs on here.
Yeah.
And when they sit on the box, they sit quite close. So as you push it past, the gearbox casing can actually peel the sticker off. So all I do is I just bevel this, and literally me just sitting here for 5 minutes with a really light file.
Yeah.
Just meets it's nice and smooth. There's no jagged edges or burrs. It's just the way I do it. That's all.
Yeah. That's fair.
I like to stay away from Dremels as much as possible because it's just a tool of destruction.
Yeah.
It really is a tool of destruction.
I suppose when you're only taking small, tiny amounts off, it's best to just do it slowly and methodically.
Yeah, I'm in no rush.
Just go straight off.
Yeah, I'm in no rush. No rush at all.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to assume it's Nicky on 2 different accounts. Because it's literally Taylor Nick, it's the other way around. I'm sure he's got 2 YouTube accounts, and one's on his phone and one's on his PC or something. He just keeps switching between the two or something.
Hi,
so that's
Sparrow.
a bargain. I might look at getting one for GC in September.
As well,
I'm guessing
it's
that's
going on about the Dremel. With the Gearbox casing, you have this little lip here which holds the selector plate in.
Yeah.
And if you had a rotary tool there, you've got potential to damage all this, and it's quite a fine area. So I just get a really light file and just come in at an angle and just
take your time with it, like.
Do a proper job.
Proper job.
proper job.
That's a proper Cornish name, isn't it?
Proper job. What? But let's go.
He said, "Yeah, my Wi-Fi is bloody crap." So yeah, he has got 2 accounts.
It's probably why your Wi-Fi is crap if you're running 2 accounts.
Yeah, when you try and stream it twice. That's why I've elected to not also try and stream the Twitch one, because it'll just crap my PC.
Oh, your toaster.
Yeah,
Toaster gonna struggle.
You've got the toaster. Josh has got the Foreman. I've got the potato.
It's also a trick with these KWAs when fitting MOSFETs to them. If you take one of these standard screws that comes off the trigger switch, you don't want to use the ones that come with gate because they're quite soft, and you've got this little hole where you'd normally fit a screw in a gearbox. It's not threaded, so you just place that screw in the hole, and you're basically going to cut the thread into the hole with one of the original screws off the trigger switch because it's almost the perfect size. And you just do half turn forward, quarter turn back, half turn forward, quarter turn back, and just keep slowly doing it. And you'll put the thread into the gearbox without damaging anything. And if you try and use one of the screws that comes with the gate MOSFET, the amount of times I've tried to do this and the heads have snapped off, then you've got to remove it and you've got to drill it out.
Oh, damn it.
And yes, you could get a tap and you could tap this, but how many people out there have the specific tap to do it?
Yeah.
So all you do is you just keep backing it in and out because you want it to be flush on the other side. And there I am. I'm through the other side. That hole is perfectly tapped for that screw. You might have to bear with me with this camera because it's not the best for. It's not the best for this. It's just this here. Just turn it in and out, and you'll put a thread in that little hole, and then you're ready to put the Titan in without no drama. So, just a little handy tip for you if you're on a KWA.
Someone says the packaging on the Titan is awesome. Feels like you just bought a diamond necklace to the mistress opening.
They really are like unrivaled in terms of their appearance and their packaging.
It is. Yeah, it's very nice. It's like TM gun, like when you get them in the box, they always look really nice. Whenever you get like any of the NGRS stuff, it's always just a bit different, even if it's still a cardboard box. Still done quite nicely.
And if you use that screw that comes with the KWA, you're going to take one metal washer, one isolating washer on, the isolating washer on being on the bottom, and you'll be set perfect to space it out correctly where it doesn't interfere with the selector lever. So,
someone's asking, what's your thoughts on using the Warfet MOSFET? And I've not heard of it before, and I'm not particularly up in my stuff.
It's just I think it's just an inline MOSFET from Gate, as far as I believe.
Okay, right, fair enough.
I mean, I would go for a proper the way I term it is you've got a regulated MOSFET and you've just got a MOSFET that will save your trigger contacts and boost your available voltage at any one time.
Yeah.
Your battery. Me personally, I just use a gate or a what am I thinking here? Titan or an Aster. You can use like the Pico Nanos, which again we had a conversation about that the other day.
Yeah.
I do actually need another washer on here. Ate my own words there, but it's you'd only use it if you need something that's like my SVD, my Cymer SVD DMR build that I did.
Yeah.
I've got a Pico Nano in that because you literally can't fit any type of regulated MOSFET as far as I'm aware for that gearbox.
Yeah.
AEPs they're great for as well because of the size.
Yeah, I think that's what we're putting in the MP7 for me. As far as I remember, or something similar to it anyway.
So, but yeah, if you can get a regulated MOSFET, and I mean something that monitors the gearbox position.
Yeah.
A Titan or an Aster. It's well worth the money compared to an inline MOSFET, which, apart from saving your trigger contacts, it's not really going to do much in my opinion. No.
Someone's saying they have the same gearbox on their G36, but it's jammed. What can they do to fix it?
Same
I guess it depends on
gearbox.
what the problem is, isn't it? Yeah.
It could be a whole manner of things. It could be just.
What would you say, like stereotypical, like top 2 or 3 things are that usually jam up gearboxes?
Could be a broken tooth. It could just be your gearbox is set to its rearward position and it's just locked up for some reason. It's just got to that point where sometimes gearboxes just stick.
Yeah.
If you like feathering single shot and such.
Yeah, yeah.
So
but usually that kind of problem's sorted by flicking to auto and just change it and like
it can
turn
be
it over
sometimes.
I've had that on a couple of guns and it's been fine, but then
an old trick we used to do back in the day, we used to have another set of wires coming off of Dean's, and it'd just have a set of crocodile clips on, and what we'd do is we'd apply pressure to the motor to make sure it's engaged with the gearbox. We'd put the negative wire crocodile clip on the motor, and we'd just tap the positive wire with the other wire, and that's giving you an unregulated turn, which would loosen the gearbox, but it could be a whole manner of things. No, definitely not. Do not do that, it's stupid. It's kind of like a do as I say, not as I do type thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's a couple of people giving comments like try disconnecting the reversal latch, some people saying check your battery hasn't died and stuff like that.
I don't like to say too much without more information because
that's the thing, yeah, that's what I was also wondering.
It's one of those things where like someone will say, well, you told me to try this and it didn't work.
Yeah, it's like, well, I didn't know the problem. Without seeing it itself, it's a bit hard to diagnose, isn't it?
Right, I'll have to switch out here because I'm getting a bit of pass over. Just getting a bit too much screw through the other side, so I've cut that hole. This one should be alright. But don't ever over tighten these gate screws. Oh my god. You'll be in a world of pain.
That sounds like something that someone's done.
Oh yeah, these heads will just literally round off and then you've got to drill the gearbox out.
Ah, that's not fun.
So it's a royal pain in the arse.
Yeah. I'd like to think that's a joke comment. Someone says try hooking up the plus and minus to the car battery from a safe distance, though.
Definitely
yeah, he says
do
joke.
that.
Please don't do that. Oh, dear. It's always best to make sure you make them know it's a joke, just in case.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen sometimes, and people have done, I did it, and it blew up the gun. I'm like, It's like, Not the kind of thing you want.
No, definitely not. So obviously the different thing with the ones we'll be doing for the shop is they'll have a max model piston head.
Yeah.
Which this one's not going to have just because we didn't have any spare to do our own personal gun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave that part for now. When we get one spare, obviously chuck one in. Oh.
Nope.
Dropping shit everywhere.
I think Nicky says that he's done it. I'm guessing it means the screw like overtied in. It's
Yeah.
a right pain. to re-tap it to an M3.
Yeah, it's a royal pain in the backside.
Yeah. That's why I always give my stuff to Pete, like to Tex now. I think I've taken apart a gun once, and I tried to put it back together. I got most of the way, and the spring just did not want to stay in, so I just gave it to someone who went, "Can you put it back together, please?" And I was like, "I'll pay you." The guy that said about the car battery says it's like I need to have a disclaimer next to my username on every social media platform.
Yeah. That's why, like I said at the start of the stream, you'll probably see me do some unorthodox stuff that I'm not consciously mindful of. And it's just because if I make a mistake, I can just go pick another part off the shelf and I can repair it where you might not.
Yeah, it's easy for you when you've like
someone might not be in that position.
Spare, but for someone that someone's not in that position.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
But
it was a join along stream. Yes, but you don't have 30 million parts you can grab.
Well, I definitely don't have 30 million.
Well, no, it's an obvious exaggeration.
Come on. Got that live stream pressure on now. I've lost count the amount of Titans I've fitted into KWAs now. It's a hell of a lot. Can you hear that music in the stream?
I don't know, I mute it because then I don't have to hear me and you still talking.
Just need to know whether it
But
was
I'm
too
sure
loud.
if someone that's watching could mention if they can hear music or not. Nicky says, or when you try and get the spring out of a V3 gearbox and when you think it's not open enough, it flies out and hits an expensive TV.
Speaking from experience there, Nico.
It sounds like, isn't it? Someone's saying, I'm considering going to HPA. And I should imagine you probably be in favour of that, wouldn't you? I know Josh would.
Depends what it
But
is.
what would you say? Yeah.
If you want simplicity, no. It is expensive. If you get the right kit, I mean, if you're thinking about building a HP MP7, don't bother. Because it will cost you an awful lot of money and...
See the playlist for that.
Yeah.
They are saying we can hear the music. Yeah, but they said, but it's a nice background, so yeah, that's alright.
Okay, as long as it's not too loud.
Yeah, as long as it's not drowning out all of the audio from you talking.
Like the last stream when people were like, I can't even hear you.
Yeah. We thought they're taking a mic.
But no, I've got an MTW now, which I traded my MP7 for. I'm yet to run it because HPA stuff's expensive. You got to get your rig, your regulator, your lines, your tanks. It's not the easiest thing in the world to get your tanks filled up, although we can do it at the shop now.
Yeah.
We've got a compressor, so we can do it. It's not the fastest method, but
Nicky's saying that he's moved over to like a Polar Star Kythera and he's not going back. But he did make a point of what's your playing style, because I should imagine that would change a lot of the people's decision as to whether to do it.
do you know how many of these wiring sets I've got out of KWAs in the workshop?
How many?
If you need a cut-off lever for a KWA or a wiring loom or a safety latch, oh god, we've got like hundreds of them.
Could you basically build another gun or another few?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose Nicky's got a good point. You can have a line or you can have a bottle stock now. Obviously, because they're not great, but I'm guessing, but they're getting a bit better, aren't they?
Yeah. I've got some bottles. It's bottles are expensive, so you go for the carbon fibre ones.
Yeah.
I
Is there
think
any benefit to
with
carbon fibre
HPA,
bottles over other bottles, or?
with HPA, I mean, years ago when I did it with Polar Star, I had a 416C Polar Star fusion engine, in a VFC 416C, and I was like running dive tanks at the time, so I could just keep filling my bottle up. It's quite daunting to go to a game with a tank or two and think, is it going to last me?
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, especially if they've not got refilling facilities. I know there's a few sites here and there do on site, but not everywhere. I don't think.
Here's a tip for putting a Gate Titan in a KWA version 2.5 or version 3 gearbox. That's the AG 3.0 or 2.5. If you're going to put the sticker on for the Titan, always go for the middle one. It's perfection every time.
Right.
So, and because we did those modifications to the frame, to the shell, you can move without peeling the sticker off.
Yeah.
So,
The person that said they thought about going to HBA said they were thinking of doing a Polar Star fusion engine in the Crytek CRB. I don't know what. How easy is it to convert? Like, are all AGs pretty easy to convert to a thing, or does it depend on the donor gun?
I think it's a lot easier now with the Polar Star jacks.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're limited to like a version 2 or a version 3 now. You can get a jack
Yeah.
and it can go in most things.
Well,
I did sort of toy with doing the DMR SVD because I think I think Minecraft do a kit or Polar Star do a kit. I'm not too sure, one or the other.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting my bits out here. Which I was tempted, but then I was like, you know what? It's just one of those guns that you can just pull out, slap a battery on, and
Nice and easy, ready
you
to go.
You haven't got to mess with it, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's why I like my AG stuff. Obviously, I run. Well, the only thing I've got at the moment is the Block 2 recoil, but obviously I'll have an MP7 soon. But it's just so much easier just to plug a battery in and be like, oh, I'm all done now. It's the only thing you need to prep the night before is charge it up. Obviously, I'm one of those that loads all their mid caps the night before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just get everything ready, and it's as soon as you get there, it's just like, right, I can play now. That's it, rather than having to do this, that, and the other. Someone's asking, could you do an AK upgrade live at some point?
It depends what I have available at the time. It's I actually did a video on installing a Gate Titan into a version 3 gearbox, I think, on the channel somewhere. So there is a video on the channel of it being done. But
would you stream like doing customer builds much if they were fine with it, or?
Yeah, it needs
to. That would be one way of getting all these different types of just random guns to be sort of like live streamed, and someone else can then see, I guess, a gun that they might have, but they haven't seen anywhere else being built on the internet, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's we'd have to figure it out logistically how we're going to do it.
Yeah, which that's fair. So just have to do what Josh does and just sleep at the shop.
Yeah, live at the shop all full time.
It saves you driving all that way, but yeah. Nicky's jack for his G&P Stone is coming tomorrow. He's quite happy about that by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Someone's got a Minecraft PDIK 2.5 in their SR25 DMR. That sounds nice.
How did you get on with it? Because I've seen the Minecraft kits, but I believe they're mechanical, aren't they? They're not electronic. But it'd be interesting to see how you get on with it. No. You have to get these selectors just right. There we go. you know how many times the last KDB I did, which I think was my other QRF had to do the MOSFET.
Yeah.
I put these selectors in because I wasn't paying attention incorrectly, like 7 times in a row, and it wasn't. But because I was distracted by something I was watching,
yeah,
I just kept installing it the same way I'd been doing it. And I was like,
because you think you've turned it, and then you go, yeah, it must be in the right place now.
I just wasn't paying attention. I was like, how do I keep doing this the wrong way? So I turned off what I was watching, focused, and I was like, give myself a slap. And I was like, right.
Oh dear. Yeah, I suppose that is a fair point. Someone says the problem with customers' airsoft guns is you never know what you're going to find inside unless it's new.
Yeah.
Which I get that could be, yeah, that's definitely going to be. But to be fair, that would be interesting to see, at least like what someone does in a workshop kind of environment. They take it apart and go, bloody hell, what's going on in here?
I used to do a lot of videos at the old unit, and I think if live streaming was a thing back then,
yeah,
I would have been set up perfectly to do it because I literally just sat there all night, just messing about with certain guns. So I can do it here.
Yeah.
I could probably set something up in the garage where I've got my proper workbenches.
Yeah.
But we didn't know how the live streaming stuff was gonna go, did we? So we do live streaming every Saturday. We do a bit of gaming and we answer questions and stuff. But perhaps people aren't into watching gaming. Maybe if you're watching, let us know. Would you be more interested in seeing this stuff rather than us doing a bit of gaming at the time to break up the?
Or even what we've discussed before with like about just the things that used to do like for the Arabs and stuff before, and just sort of have just chatting ones where we're all on camera and stuff like that.
I think unless people have something, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but unless people have something interesting to see, like a gun being built or something, it's very easy to just switch off and just not be bothered about it, and it's just some airsofters talking about some nonsense again, type thing. But
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it could be one of them.
Nikki says, James, 5 weeks till White Lines.
Yes.
I'm guessing that's an event, is it? Or
yeah, we've got a weekend event at Camp Sparta. So
very nice. Have you been Camp Sparta before?
Yeah, we did it last September.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been there twice for Milton's, and it's really.
The only thing I don't agree with is the no pyro outside, which.
That's just because of the.
It's just one of them, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can't have certain colours of smoke, but that's more because I think it's to do with helicopter stuff, but I can't remember.
They used to do that at the sand pit, or the was it the sand pit? You couldn't use red smoke, was it?
I think I've heard that before. Yeah, certain areas you can't use.
Through the Coast Guard because it was quite close to the water. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone is saying it would be cool to order a build and actually watch it being built on a stream. Would it make you a bit more nervous that the customer's watching?
I don't think so. As long as it's something you can comfortably like.
Yeah, I suppose if you know what you're doing and you've been you've probably been a tech for how many years now?
12 years, longer, maybe longer.
Yeah, so you've probably done most things, but there's probably one or two things you come across and go, what the
I mean,
but at least you've got the majority of the knowledge to be able to just do things without really thinking about it too much.
What I will say, perhaps not if it was done through Bespoke, but Bespoke has a custom service called Jaeger Precision, which you'll see these guns.
Yeah, I think I've seen a bit about that.
Let me see if I can get this to focus.
Yeah. The person that was on about the Minecraft PDI kit for their SR25, they say it's good constantly. To be honest, about 5 PS variants on mine, is what you're saying.
Right, this camera is not going to.
I am a bit behind. I'm guessing probably most other people. I think Twitch is a bit better for delay, but
you'll see there it just says Jaeger Precision in the UK. So if you were to order a custom gun through me personally through Jaeger Precision and have it built like these, I could do something like this if you wanted to watch it, but it would have to be something comfortably like if it was really precise and it was something that was new and we were like trialing something or putting new parts in that I wasn't sure of, I probably wouldn't. I'd be more hesitant to do it. Where the amount of custom KDYs I've built and the amount of Cerakoting I've done and putting MOSFETs in, kind of it's just comfy because my mind, even though it's like turned off answering comments and stuff, I can just Pop stuff in the background while I'm not thinking about it. But yeah, I'm sure it's something we could do.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's only going to be 2 of these that are going to be available.
Yeah.
Because I kind of stressed that
You
there's
wanted
no
that to be
point.
unique.
Yeah, there's no. Wanted it to be unique, and I thought there's no point building 10 or 100 of them because it's not a unique gun then.
Yeah, this was quite funny actually. In our one of the other group chats that me and Josh are in, he was doing like a GRY build, and some other people started saying, "Oh yeah, I might do one," and just sort of kept putting up different GRY sort of like clone rails.
Yeah.
And he messages like, "If any of you start building GRYs now, I'm gonna hate you all and I'm gonna talk to you again," because he just wanted to be unique.
Bless him.
That's funny. They're saying we've got a no pyro rule because our field is an old brown coal mining site, so if it catches fire, it'll be impossible to put out. Like,
yeah, I can understand that.
That's fair. But yeah, all it is for Camp Sparta is just a low noise environment. That's all they want around that sort of like their village and the town around it. That's the only reason they don't have pyro outdoors.
Yeah.
Obviously, pyro indoors is fine. But yeah, it is a bit of a shame. Especially when you have got like vehicles for the mill sims there, and you're like, "Oh, a tag ground would just be perfect right now." Can't use it.
The way they've done this mag release on the Mod 3 Carried Away is just pure genius. It's so simple.
Is it?
One screw to hold everything together. It's a, you know, ambidextrous mag release. It's just, you know,
just needs
simple
people need
and
to
yet
take notes.
so effective. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they really do get it right.
Yeah. Someone's asking, are the hand-lapped barrels still available from yourself, James?
Potentially. Because it got into a thing where people didn't want to pay for the time spent on the barrels.
Yeah.
And there was just a bit of, you know, I wouldn't say whinging, but
yeah,
it was just like, if you don't want it, that's fine. It's like not worth the time me hand lapping barrels unless you're going to pay for the time. I'm not doing it for
pennies.
If you were doing it to not earn money, I'd rather spend the time with Amanda and watch some TV or something. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, that's fair, isn't it? Like, yeah. That's the thing about providing a service, though, is that it's got to be worth it for you. Like, there's no point just doing it for free and just sort of like expecting niceties off of people afterwards.
But yeah, potentially. Potentially. This pin's going to be a ball ain't now.
I think someone must be streaming something upstairs because my thing is just buffering. There we go, it's back.
From what I remember pulling this apart, that spring was a pain in the ass to get out. It was like stuck. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's, come on.
Brian Evans said, James is the man, 100%.
Thanks, Brian.
I just assumed it might have been someone you knew.
Yeah. See, Brian's got one of my custom barrels sets in his KWA. I'm pretty sure he loves it, so... Just squash this spring down somehow.
Yeah, he says the laptop barrels are amazing. Oh me. Cool.
Yeah, this was a pain to pull out. This was. It's going to fight me getting it back in.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a ball ache.
He says he's got 2 of them, the barrels.
Did he have 2 from me?
He must have done.
Honestly, I'm that like. My head's that potatoed. Is
Like my PC, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, dear.
Just need to compress this spring in far enough. Just give it a tap with a hammer. I think the spring's just slightly wider than the channel.
Right.
And I had to put a screw into the spring to get it out. It was a pain.
Yeah.
See, this is a potential thing that you could run into on stream. It's not a ghost
Well, that's
spring,
fair though. It's like,
there we go.
nothing goes perfectly.
There we go.
Brian said he got one for the KWA 45C and the T10.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Brian's seen the Yates Precision love with the KWAs.
Mm.
It's next level.
Someone's asking if the QRF series from KWA stop on empty / when the last baby is fired.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They do not, unfortunately. If you see me pausing, it's just because I'm checking, making sure all my bases are covered before I carry on.
Make sure you not put a fire selector in.
Well,
wrong
yeah,
30
just
times
stop
over.
you having to pull the gun apart again if you've missed something. So, if I had £1 for every time I built a Marui recoil and fully assembled it,
Yeah.
and then forgot to put the bolt latch in on the side, which I've just done with this. Which I've noticed it. I've noticed it ahead of time, so we're good. That's why, because it goes in beforehand, you see. So you gotta pop it in there. But it's better to realise now.
Yeah, rather than later on and go, oh bugger.
The amount of times I've built Marui recoils over the years, and you've built the whole gun up, and you're like, "Yep, sweet," and then you go to press the bolt latch, and you're like, "Where's the bolt latch?" So you've got to pull like the whole lower down again.
Dear.
Yeah, just best to double check your work always.
I'm guessing this person's replying to the other question about the KWA QRF series not having stop and empty. Apparently they had to remove the feature to make it compatible with gate tines, etc.
Yeah, no 2.5 gearboxes from KWA come with the bolt stop feature.
Yeah.
Only the bigger models with the recoil stocks, as far as I'm aware. So, we're going smoothly today. A bag of bits over here. Yeah, it'd be nice to get out to a game.
Yeah, when I went into it today, I double checked that I've got someone's birthday game down here off. So, but that's the 23rd of May, so I still gotta wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least there's a game for me to go to, which is good. And it's nice because at the moment with the COVID rules, that site is currently splitting their days into a morning session, afternoon session. So I said to myself, I probably won't go because I really enjoy the site, but I won't go until it's a full day session again. So having that birthday game day there is actually quite nice because it'll probably be a while before they're back to that sort of normal routine. So yeah, we're getting there slowly.
So
Brian says, "Watch what you're doing to my gun."
His gun. Manda will fight you for this. Well, what I'm going to say to you, Brian, is that there's only going to be 2 of these made for resale. They're both going to be same colour. They're going to have slightly different, obviously a different serial number.
Yeah.
But it's going to be built the exact same way. It's going to have a Lilacs Prometheus hop, Lilacs Prometheus barrel. It's going to have a max model piston head. I'm basically building it up the way I build my own categories. The only difference to what you have, Brian, is the little R-hop patches. Just because I don't have any available at the moment, so which, you know, we could always retrofit, you know, something at a later date if needed, but it'll perform much better than any catered way out the box. I like the fact that I just love the fact that catered ways come with loads of PTS bits out of the box as well. Probably the best airsoft iron sights you can get. You know, fitted as standard.
Oh yeah.
You get the nice, you know, PTS grips.
What are the EPGs and the EPGCs like to put on recoil rifle?
As far as I'm aware, they'll go on scars and they'll go on the SOP mods, but they won't go on the 416s.
That's right.
Or
to be fair, the
like
ones, the grips that come on the 416s, like the Delta one, that's really nice anyway. I wouldn't want to change that. But I want to change my A2 style grip to a EPG C, I think it is, the one without like the tail bit on the end.
Yeah, which is probably this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. From what I can tell.
I've just put one of these on a SOP mod yesterday, so
yeah,
I know it fits.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to. Yeah, I'm looking for a tan one, so because I'm doing like a 2-tone sort of thing for the Block 2. I just need a different stock, I think, but I can never decide what stock to put on because
I've also got one of these to play with.
I'll have to catch up with the stream.
from Warhead, the new brushless motors.
Okay.
So you never know, this gun might get it at some point, but I'm gonna have a play around with it. It's a really nice bit of kit. This is.
Yeah.
Beautiful motor. We should hopefully be stocking these soon. I just need to have a play with it, so they sent me one. I said as soon as I've had a play around with it, we'll put an order in. I said, but I want to make sure it's
tested and stuff.
Yeah, make sure it's good first.
What are they meant to be like price wise then?
Honestly, I don't know.
That's fair.
I really don't know, so.
That looks quite cool. Box is quite nice, really. Yeah, I'm a bit behind for
internet
for YouTube. Twitch is much better, or it can be. And on some channels on Twitch, you can choose like the delay, like to a low delay mode kind of thing. Whereas YouTube's just like, well, you can watch it whenever it's going to go on your screen. I'm like, all right.
You can actually set the latency. I set it to normal, so I think you can set it to low. Yeah.
I can set playback speed, but I can't set latency.
No, I mean I can do it my end.
Oh, I see. Fair.
When you set up the live, you can set the latency. So.
Yeah.
It was a setting I wasn't familiar with, so I was like, I'm not going to mess with that.
Yeah, that's fair. Nicky says you need to. I'm guessing he means the brushless motor. He says you need to stick it in and try it. Although it could be on a buzz mouse. Yeah, someone else saying they really dislike the A2 grip as well.
You'd take those for the categories as well.
Yeah, they put a warhead in their ERG. The motor tabs are pretty thin, so the wires shake loose very easily. Fires amazingly though. It's always got a bit of someone's got a bit of experience, it would seem then.
Yeah, you need to be careful with fitting these PTS grips as well. You need the wires to run up the front because the way that the motor angle sits in the grip, it's a bit more this way.
Grip, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So if you're fitting one, you need to make sure that both wires come through the front. You're normally better making this back wire. If you put in a gate tightening a recoil, you need to pull this wire through, so it's a little bit longer if you're fitting one of these grips. with the Titans, you kind of have enough. You have enough lead on the wires anyway, so they don't really need modifying. So
that's fair enough. Someone's saying you should do, or you want to do a KWA Ronin 47.
I haven't really, apart from the special edition, I haven't really played with the Ronin 47s because we haven't had them in yet.
Yeah, they're like the.
It's like
what was the? Was it the Kaiju? Was the
yes,
tan one, wasn't it? Yeah, that looks quite nice. I do quite like that.
It was an expensive gun though, and it was an expensive gun to have a standard hot rubber in, because the KWA hot rubbers are really they're crap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit shame.
All of my KWAs have different hot rubbers in, and this one's going to be pulled apart as well because they're just naff, and it's a simple part that KWA could fix from the factory and just be done with it. But they don't for some reason. So slap yourself in a Lilacs Prometheus purple rubber or a Garda Clear, and you're pretty much Gucci. Yeah.
Because that's the thing, because they're like quite cheap for most hot rubbers, aren't they? So it's like, why can't they put a little bit more cost in? I guess, unless I'm wrong in thinking that, obviously.
I'd happily, like, if I was to buy a KWA though, and they said, well, we can put a better hot rubber in from factory, but it's going to cost you an extra £15, I'd be like, do it.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't you?
I'm only going to do it anyway, yeah. Yeah, I'm only going to do it anyway, so just do it for me.
Someone else is saying the EPGC is great, and someone said the Warhead on the Warhead site for the top model, the top end model, is €126.
Right. I'm going to stop there with the lower. We need to start building the upper, so I'm going to have to go off camera to hit this pinning. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Someone says they're probably going to get the AW Custom HX1105 in 5 months, although it's a while. They're still very excited. Well, yeah, I would be excited if I knew I was going to get a gun in a certain amount of time, because it's going to be a long time before I get another one. I'd still be excited. Yes, someone agreeing with me. The Kaiju looks epic. It does. I really like it.
But you got to remember, it's like £675.
It's a lot, isn't it? I know I'm probably half the time doing that with recalls, but
you get the standard piston head, which is non-ported, and you also get a crappy hot rubber. So this is why I was saying, like, when we were talking about custom KWAs, I was like, let's just do our own, because we can make them really unique and exclusive. We can put the barrel and hot rubbers we want in there. We can put a Gate Titan or a Gate Aster. I think we're going to do for the release ones, just because it's what we have in stock.
Yeah, that's fair, isn't it? Like,
and we could do Cerakote in the colour that we want, and it's a no-brainer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So,
to be fair, only a few manufacturers have decent stock hot rubbers.
Take your Marie.
Yeah. Well. I've run about 2 or 3 NGRS rifles stock, including a spring. Like, even a stock spring on my Scar L that I had.
Yeah.
That was great.
Sorry, I'm just.
That's right, no worries.
Tapping this pin in. They're always a pain to get those forward assist pins in. A nightmare.
Yeah. Someone's saying, what's your thoughts on using Crytek barrels?
I'm
assuming they mean just like the Crytek brand, like
if you're buying it as an upgrade, I would buy a proper upgrade. They're good barrels in what they come with out the box, but I'd never go and buy a Crytek barrel to put in a gun now.
Yeah.
Honestly, for the money, and I've been saying this for years, you want an upgraded barrel. Lilacs Prometheus stainless steel barrel, 60 quidish. It's one of the best barrels you can buy for that amount of money.
Yeah.
For AGs. And yes, we do. I have done like the hand lap barrels, but they're not for the faint of heart because they are expensive. They are next level performance, but and when I say next level performance, I don't mean performance like I'll fit this barrel and gain an extra 20 meters. I mean fit this barrel and you're going to find it a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
So consistency is key.
Mm. Someone's asking, those grips fit the TM Recoil Scar. I'm assuming you're on about the APGC, and I think we said they do, don't they?
The
It's
sock mods and the
460s that don't
scars, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Fit.
Someone's asking, or saying, different rubbers for different climates, maybe? I mean, I could sort of see that, I guess, but I'm not sure. Like, how does it work?
Anything,
Top rubbers and stuff?
anything at all that's like, I'd say sub 370, 380-ish. 50 degree all
Yeah.
day, every day.
Yeah.
I would only go to a 60 degree, 70 degree if I'm running a DMR or a sniper.
Yeah.
But that being said, I wouldn't go higher than a 70 degree in anything. You do like 80s and 85s now. It's far too hard.
Yeah.
You want to apply as much backspin as you can with as little force. And when you have a harder rubber, you put in more force on the round to get the same amount of backspin. So I'd much rather fit a softer rubber and just replace it. I've done a video, I think I did a video years ago talking about hot rubbers in depth and the theory behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's dead simple. You don't need to go ridiculously hard on the rubbers.
Yeah. Would you say maybe at that extreme for, say like is it Russia where they've got like the 700 FPS limits? Like for their like super hard shooting sniper rifle kind of stuff? Would that make sense then, or still?
I don't know because we don't have those limits here.
Don't have the but
I'm just gonna mute my mic while I tap this with a hammer, just so you're not hearing tap tap tap.
No, that's right. No worries.
It's back. So
very nice. Someone said they use 50 degrees in pistols and 60 in everything else, even including sniper rifles.
60's a good mid-ground. You're not going too hard. At the end of the day, you're going to make your own assumptions at what's best.
Yeah.
I'm only telling you what I've found over the however many years I've been doing it. So it's not law. It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So we're getting close. I thought it was quicker than I thought, actually.
Well, it's done alright, isn't it?
Tap this on.
It is a nice colour. I do like it.
It's odd, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't come through on camera.
Yeah.
I wonder
like
if I just tap the light off, you'll be able to see it. Might get a bit. No, it's a bit too dark.
That's fair enough. But anyway,
because you're getting a reflection here off the light, anyway. But
yeah, I mean, I still like it. Like, it looks really nice, even if it's not shown like correctly on camera.
My MTR.
It still looks really nice to me.
I'll go fetch my MTR in a minute. My MTR was sprayed the exact same colour. But I did a really high resin mix in this. Because I wanted it to be a little bit of different shade, and it's just it's like a dark metallic grey, but it's almost got like a tint of green to the eye.
Yeah.
Like that looks
at
different.
Some angles it looks like FDE or tan. Others it looks green, and then others it looks grey. It's really cool.
So I'll fetch my MTR in a minute, and I'll show you the difference.
That's right.
And then you'll see how grey the MTR turned out. But I did put a lot less hardener in it.
Yeah.
But because this is a personally owned rifle, I was like, let's just experiment and see what happens.
Yeah.
So just get this rail on here.
Someone's asking, what would be the best barrel to fit in the Ares Amoeba Striker AS01? Now, didn't you do some custom barrels for that, or is that me thinking of someone else?
Yeah, there's loads you can do. Most cost-effective one's probably a Maple Leaf Crazy Jet. It depends on your barrel length. If you've got the standard AS01 length barrel, like 555mm in a barrel, you're going to be very limited to what you can buy and what you can use, because not a lot of companies make barrels that long.
Yeah. What was the I saw like some was it dual bore stuff? Like what's the
that was
benefit
back in
of
the
that?
day, yeah. It was we were trying to get round like the less air volume, so basically we was trying to limit the BB slowing down as it gets halfway through the barrel.
Okay.
I mean, every man and his dog's jumped on the dual bore bandwagon now.
Yeah.
If you're running a good cylinder volume, a dual bore barrel is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then we just found cheaper, better ways to do
the same
the
sort
same,
of like
get the same performance. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's saying a hard rubber would be for Asia hot climates. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe, I guess.
It'd have to be very hot though.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps in really hot climates, the softer rubbers go a bit more malleable, and because
maybe. I suppose if it's heating up kind of thing, and
what we're talking about is like UK sort of weather, so.
Yes. Well, this is all over the place. It's very rarely sunny though, but sometimes it can get proper hot. Yeah, Nicky says he likes the colour as well. Someone else, it looks hot.
It's very
looks
unique.
Fire.
I mean, next to the black now, you can see that sort of. The thing is, it's not green. It's like that. You know that weird. Sometimes you get titanium and it looks a bit greenish.
Like that mass grey kind of colour.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. It's really weird.
So it says Umbrella Armory sells a Crytek hop unit with a Crytek barrel.
The Crytek hop unit is very good.
Is it?
Yeah. I've had countless M4s that I fit Crytek hop units in. They just seem really consistent, and the rotary system works really well.
Yeah.
We actually did I actually did a sci-fi build on one of those CSI XR5s.
Yeah.
And one of the best things I did to it was put a Crytek hop in it. It just transformed the gun and how it performed. But the standard hop unit was a bit rubbish. So.
Yeah. I tell you what, just looking at the colour, if you're doing that same colour, and I had the spare money, I would instantly buy it because it's so nice.
Trust me, because I can see the stream window, it doesn't do it justice. It looks even better in person.
But even just like that, it just looks unbelievably nice.
I was stood there with like 10 different bottles of ceramic coating, and I'm sitting there looking at the colours, and I'm like, I really don't know which colour to do it.
Just mad scientist like, what to do?
yeah.
Dear.
So I'm just going to stick a hot rubber in this barrel now. And look, it's lilacs. These rubbers are so good. I've very rarely had a bad. Well, I don't think I've ever had a bad one of these.
Yeah.
I've already took the hot unit apart, so it's going to be a bit easier. Sometimes you do have to trim them, so when you put them into the hot rubbers, it'll pull the rubber down, like you'll see there, and it'll block the two tabs that are channeled for the C key.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes with these, especially with the Cody Brays, you have to.
I suppose
trim them down a little bit.
I know they're all the same, like gearboxes and stuff, but I suppose the hop units can always be a bit different. There's no like version 2 like hop up, is there? Because they're all different depending on the platform, I guess, and what's the guns.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure on these. The QRF models. I mean, this one's gone in fine. See how it slid straight in.
Yeah.
If you've ever took a TM recoil hop up apart, standard one, and tried to pull the barrel out, you'll know exactly what I mean.
Right, fair enough.
Any questions you've got about the RB DB17, just ask away. whatever you want to know, I'll do my best to answer.
It does look nice.
It was lovely. And the thing is,
doesn't it?
when I shot the video, so I
Yeah.
did the review, it's almost shot in a way that makes it look like it's performing worse than it is.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand at 40 metres, that red target that I shoot is not a human-sized target. Those the top and bottom plates are about this big. They're tiny.
Yeah.
So you aim it and people are like, oh, you know, the accuracy is really bad. It's not. The accuracy is actually quite good. It's just...
Well, when I was looking at the air, like the L85 one, when you see the round impacting on the top small plate, you can see how big the BB is compared to the actual plate itself. It's not.
Yeah.
Not massive.
No, it's not. I think they're about 3 inches
gauge
in
off of the
diameter.
BB hitting it.
So, I imagine Manda's going to do a lot of content with this on her Instagram and stuff. So,
yeah.
if you're feeling fruity, go and Instagram. Look up Black Cat Airsoft. That's Manda's Instagram. So she puts a bit of stuff up on there. So.
They're asking when the RDB is coming out and how much is it going to be?
Price wise, I don't know. To hazard a guess, I reckon it's going to be about 500. I'd like to think it would be cheaper. Maybe it'll be about the 400 mark. I'd like to
450 kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe. But in terms of it landing, the rough guesstimate I was given was May. So but the L85s took ages to come out.
Yeah.
That L85 sample came into the UK months and months and months ago.
Yeah, I remember you saying in the video.
But I know they've had some trouble with it. That's why they've been changing a few things.
Yeah, well, that's like you said before. They whilst they're in development of it, they've made some. They had already changed the real version, hadn't they?
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone commented on
when
the video
I did a bit
today.
of research with it, they said the article I looked at, it said, oh yeah, they put M-Lock on it now, but then the picture was of Keymon still. I was like, right, so your review here isn't very good. It's on this article I was reading that they changed it. I was like, oh, it's not up to date then.
The thing is, the guy commenting, he was like, I've heard it's not 1:1 scale. And it's like, when have you or will you ever handle the real one?
Yeah.
How would you know?
Yeah.
How would you know?
Oh yeah, we had this conversation, didn't we? We had a laugh about it. But it is odd. Because I suppose in a way, it's like with the MP7. It's like, not many people are going to use the rear one properly. Right? So why does it make a difference? I suppose the only thing that hinders it is in the AEG versions, when they could have had a better gearbox before now. And now obviously they've got the 1:1 version. It's a bit better.
So,
but
we've got a choice here now.
yeah, the battery was still in the pistol grip on the A3. There is a video on your... It went up today, didn't it?
We can go... Yes. We can go standard coded way Ronin flash hider.
Right.
Which I actually quite like them. They're quite cool looking. It's like a muzzle brake design.
Yeah.
So we've got the standard one of those, or I did turn up a stainless steel flash hider which is Cerakoted to match, which is very short.
Oh, was this one for that has been like adjusted so it made it look like it'd been used quite a bit, kind of thing?
This had been originally, but I've Cerakoted it now. You're talking about my MWS one. So
right,
I've got a small flash hider like this, which looks very different, or this was just something I was messing about with on the lathe while I was waiting for the the parts to like degas and stuff. Or we can go with the standard KWA one.
Is the standard KWA one the black one, the large one?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just because I'm a bit behind, I'm trying to...
So...
Black one looks nice. I wonder what that would be like, Cerakoted with the same colour.
See, I think I'm feeling the black one now because it gives the dual effect of the black and the
yeah, because
grey.
The outer barrel's still black, isn't it?
Yeah.
Inside, so yeah, I'd say go with the black one. I think maybe if you did one in the opposite, like two-tone style, maybe have the other one on it. That would be quite cool. It had like accented bits in like the grey sort of colour that you've got. That would be quite cool.
So those that have tuned
Like the
in,
opposite.
this is a custom coded way. We're doing a couple for the website. It's been called the Valkyrie VMP9, and the reason it's been called the Valkyrie VMP9 is because it takes an MP9 style mag, and obviously VMP9. You've got Valkyrie VMP9 at the top here. It's going to be terrible watching it on a stream camera, but
It looks gorgeous.
and then if you flip it over, which I thought was really cool, you've actually got a picture of a Valkyrie on the...
Oh yeah, I saw that etching the other day, and I loved it. It's so cool.
There we go. So this is the first one that I've built. This is the very first. This is basically just me verifying what I'm going to build before I do it. Now that I know that the colour's nice, and to be honest, the colour turned out better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
I have 2 more to build, which will be on the website, and they'll be the only 2. So there's no point emailing me afterwards saying, when are you going to redo those? Because probably, if I do others, I might do them different colours.
Yeah,
so
that's
they're
fair.
unique. So let's pop these sights on.
You could have like a drop-down menu, and you could have like different Cerakote colours, but only put like ×2 or ×1. So once someone has ordered that colour, you won't do another one of it.
I see. But they're going to come with a gate aster fitted as standard. They're going to have a max model piston head fitted as standard to make sure it's got a ported piston head on the gearbox. Makes the FPS a lot more consistent. They're also going to come with a Lilacs Prometheus stainless steel in the barrel. They're going to have a Lilacs purple Prometheus hot rubber. And they're also going to come with a pack of 3 mags as well. So you'll have 4 mags to get started.
That's quite good.
It's always that sort of mid-ground where you're trying to decide what to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we could put batteries with it, but those that are probably going to buy something like this for the price.
Usually already got batteries.
Yeah, so it was like, give them some mags because they're going to need mags. Give them the upgrades, and then if they want batteries and they want accessories, they can always put that on afterwards.
Yeah.
Just try and line this up here. Well, we've had a lot more viewers tonight compared to what we normally do, so I think
It's been doing alright, isn't it? Yeah.
Saturday live streams, I'm going to have to mess about with guns instead, aren't I?
Yeah, then me and Josh are there like, oh, we'll play games on our own show.
Yeah. But there we go, the first Valkyrie VMP9.
Nikki's wondering how much they would cost, like these custom ones that you're going to do, just like obviously the 2 that you're going to do.
Honestly, I don't know. I know that the like if you were going to buy the Gearbox Special Edition, they're like normally like £600 or £675.
Yeah.
I want to be cheaper than that.
Yeah. Was that including internal upgrades on those custom ones? Like
no, they don't. They don't come with it. They come with the Gate Titan, but that's about it.
Yeah. No, right, fair enough.
So the Gate Aster retail is about £60-70, I think, off the top of my head. I think they're about £60.
Yeah,
the Cerakote is probably going to be charged at just a labour rate like £100 or something like that, just because of how long it takes to prep, and the laser engraving alone takes about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah,
just
I
to
can
get
imagine,
right.
especially with all the different bits you've got to do. Like, yeah.
So I want to be the idea was to get a gun that comes with more performance parts in the box than a Gearbox Special Edition, have it Cerakoted in a unique colour, and to do it cheaper. But if we can, we will. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
So I would like it to be sub £600, but
Yeah.
and for what you're getting as well, you know, performance
That's
upgrades.
a lot of gun and a lot of
You're getting a pack of mags in with it as well, so you're getting 4 mags as standard.
Yeah.
You could always take it further and make it something really nice. Like you could say, "Oh, we'll put like a hard case with it and stuff," but it just keeps bumping that price up. So what we want to do is put usable value for money there, rather than just whacking a load of stuff with it.
Rather than just like, oh look, here's something really nice, really Gucci, and all the gubbins to go with it. Give me 3 grand. Like it's a bit like no thank you. Someone saying if it's gun builds, I'll definitely be there, as I'm not a big gamer, to be honest, which is fair enough. Because like I did make this point earlier or the other day when we had a conversation, didn't I? Not like obviously we think most airsofters might be gamers and like that's how they've got into the sport, but obviously there's still quite a lot that aren't.
Yeah.
So that was what we were debating the other day, wasn't it?
We were just putting like one thing to another and saying, well, while we're chatting about airsoft, let's just do a bit of gaming because it occupies us while we answer questions. But I mean, I suppose the difficult thing is, I mean, this Saturday I will have something to do because I'll have 2 more of these to build. So Saturday I could just be building the other 2 in the background while we have a chat.
Which again, it works because there's still something that's bringing people here for that reason of airsoft. Like, it's part of the channel, isn't it?
What I'm gonna do?
It was just easier for us at the time because we were just sort of chilling out and we were all just sort of bored at the time, weren't we, for the first one.
You kind of, Nicky will know it. You sit around, you chat shit, you get pissed, and talk guns. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to very quickly go and grab my MTR, which I think is downstairs. So I'll grab the MTR and then we'll compare the colour. So if you could just hold down the questions, just for 2 minutes.
If I can't answer them, I'll just have to say, take a ticket, please.
Just 2 minutes, and I'll be back.
Yeah, that's all right. No worries. I'm not sure on that one, BMX. I'll have to ask James when he gets back. So I'll bring it up to him as soon as he gets back. I'm assuming you mean, is it a Ronin T6? Just because I'm not fully sure if that's what you're asking there. I should imagine it is. Just double check it is all.
Hello.
Hello. Someone asked how good is the? I'm guessing it's a Ronin T6 for beginners.
Great. It's a premium gun. If you can afford it, go for it. Just change the hot rubber.
And what hot rubber would you recommend to stand? Just what we've been on about today, which is what was it, Lilacs? Did you say?
Lilacs, Prometheus Purple, Garda Clear, just anything really.
Okay.
The Caded Way standard hot rubbers are just. I mean, I'll try and show
Just
you
not
why,
great.
but I think it's going to be impossible on this camera.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know if you'll see this, but the nub is like fins. There's like 4
Okay.
fins.
Right.
It's extremely difficult to see if it's not in focus, but
Yeah. I'm still behind on the thing, so I won't see for a while anyway. But yeah, just carry on. If it's not.
it's like tiny little fins instead of a solid nub.
Yeah.
And it's so inconsistent.
Yeah.
But this is going to shock you now because I'm looking at my MTR and I'm looking at this gun and the colours are like literally really different. So.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean about the hop. Sorry, it's just come on screen. Yeah.
I'm going to try and find a way to do this.
Going back to our conversation earlier, someone says, "I am a gamer, but I hate watching people playing games. I could watch gun builds all day."
Yeah, I mean,
That's a nice thing to hear then, so because at least we've got something that we can go forward with for other streams.
I watch people game online and sometimes get enjoyment. I suppose it depends on the individual.
Depends on the personality of the person and the game. Sometimes I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do look. I see what you mean about the camera and like color sort of like aspect kind of thing of it.
I'm going to try and turn this light around. So I'll try and get
What camera are you using? Is it like your handy cam that you use
it's just the webcam.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Now these guns were painted with exactly the same colour, but
didn't you? What did you say you did with the mix? You did something. Yeah, they are highly different from what I can see on there.
you see that this has got
Yeah.
probably
They do look
three or four times
gorgeous,
more
though, both
resin.
of them.
3 or 4 times more resin in the colour that this one
Yeah.
has, but it's exactly the
Yeah.
same paint. So this is tungsten in a matte type. I'm trying to get it in a way where you can see it
Yeah.
without the see how much it almost looks green.
Yeah.
Mad. I'm not sure which colour I like. It's almost like next to this now it looks a little bit bronze.
Yeah.
But I love this colour on the MTR. It goes really well with the bronze.
Yeah. It does look nice.
But
To be fair, they both do, like I said like a second ago, but
yeah,
it's a very interesting hand stop you got on the MTR.
This is an Aries part.
Is it?
Yeah, it's one of
Very
their
minimal.
M-lock grips.
Yeah.
It's a big gun, so he's going to struggle to get it on camera, but this was a custom. The term custom gets thrown around a lot, and I'm not trying to put people's work down. But if you're just bolting on parts, I don't consider it custom. You literally have to be customizing something.
Yeah.
So this gun, as it comes, this receiver's completely blank. So you've got like Tokyo Marui MTR 16, and because they haven't deep etched the trades, it enabled the MTR to be done with Geisy trades.
Yeah.
Which
oh, that's nice.
I really do apologise for the camera, but so it's a Geisy trades. It's got a real Hogue grip. Again, more Magpul bits coming on the way. I stuck with the same MTR handguard because it's a long rail that fits the barrel length, and it actually you secure it with 6 Torx screws on the receiver end, but with the gas block you've also got a Torx bit in here, so it solidifies the barrel to the rail, so it's just solid.
Yeah.
And it keeps everything true, and that's the only reason why for a DMR build I kept it as it was, because I was like, it doesn't need changing. Again, pulled it apart. The barrel that comes in these as standard is this long. It's like 250. So I think I introduced it to 370-ish roughly. Went to a Type bore, fitted a Maple Leaf MR hop it already had a high flow valve in the nozzle. So this on propane, when it's warm, does about 420. And it's locked to semi, so it literally cannot fire auto.
Yeah. It's a very nice build. I do quite like that. That Vision King optic.
Yeah. And the trigger on them, that's the trigger that comes with the MTR 16.
That is a nice trigger.
The pull isn't great on it, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But
is there anything you can do to change that though, internally or not?
Maybe, but it's the upgraded trigger boxes you get for these, like the GMP ones and such. They're like ridiculously expensive. You're talking like £200-300 for a trigger set.
That's a lot.
And it's a really simple, like it's more simple compared to like a Gate Titan, if it makes sense. Like that's electronics and it's got sensors and it's detecting what the gun's doing. It's distributing power when it's there. This is literally a couple of pins and a couple of like machine parts, and it's just ridiculously expensive. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
And then because that's set as a DMR, the next one I went short on. So this is the guide. You can see how much shorter it is.
Yeah.
Almost like a PMC length M4, but again, just a bog standard Tokyo Marui MWS. We've machined the barrel down. We've fitted a 7-inch Geisley rail.
Yeah.
But the downside to this is that all the MWS mould come with Colt trades, so I can't remove this to put different trademarks on.
Yeah. And I'm guessing a lower is going to be expensive money.
Yeah, a couple of the companies that do them, like they sell for a couple of £100. It's just for what it is. I'll just keep it as it is for now. But it's got a rat stock on there for now because there's
the only thing I would change is putting the red dot light further forward.
Yeah, it's preference. I mean, do you know how many times I moved it?
No, I can imagine. But yeah,
I don't normally use red dots, so I was kind of like, it was going forward, it was going backwards.
Kind of thing, like.
But this is actually come off another gun that was Cerakote green. It's just I only did this pan in like OD green. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's going to match the theme. Where would you have it about
that? I'll have to wait for the stream to catch up. But usually, I'm trying to remember what the saying is. But usually like dead center above the bag, the mag. Sorry.
Yeah.
If I've got a, don't know if I've got a reference picture to send you.
I don't know if this might be gassed. I'll try it.
Yeah, I'd say maybe there, or maybe one rail section further forward, or two.
Really? I think it might be a bit too far forward for that. We'll see. I'll try it.
Well, yeah, as I say, the idea behind red dots is, I think technically, the further forward it is on the rail, the better.
Yeah.
In the same way as like obviously.
It's like sight radius, isn't it? Like with your iron sights, the better sight radius you have is
as possible.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and obviously scopes it's personal preference because I really.
That's why I think I cringe whenever I see an M4 and they've fitted like a rear sight and they put the front sight here. It's just like right where the rail starts, and it's like you're kind of handicapping yourself. But we'll see if this has got some gassing, because what we found as well, because we've built the guys that I usually go to games with. My friend Elliot has got like 2 or 3 of these MWSs now. A couple of the other guys, I think 3 of the other guys in our little group that go have got MWSs now. So there's probably like 7 or 8 of them between us.
Yeah.
And what we found is, it seems like the shorter the barrel is, the snappier they are. Almost like, because it's sort of, it's really weird. Like the MTRs sound sluggish compared to these. I'm gonna try it now and see if it'll work. But so this is the short build. Nice and snappy. And then with the MTR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to sound the same over the microphone, but
Sounds
you have to
punchy
experience
over
it.
the microphone.
Like the smaller the barrels are, they seem to kick harder. It's probably because you haven't got as much weight over the front of the barrel.
Yeah.
But they seem to be a bit more rapid and a bit more punchy on the recoil. Where the
Yeah.
MTRs and the longer barrel stuff that we've built, because we've had like MWSs and we put long barrels on them. They seem a bit. It's almost like they seem sluggish, but they're not.
Yeah.
I think it's just felt. I know recoil's a weird thing in airsoft. Guns don't have recoil.
Well, yeah, but I get what you mean.
With the gas blowback stuff, they do recoil because the parts are like flying about inside. So
yeah, there you go. I've sent you 2 pictures of my Block 2. It's pretty much like that. With an EOTech, it would be sort of similar as well, but that's roughly where I put my T1. But yeah, I fully get preference and stuff. It's just for me, I'm trying to remember the term, like the phrase that was used. Someone said, I have that hand stop on my SRS, obviously they're relating to the one on your...
yeah, it's an Aries part, it's very good.
It's very minimal, it's quite different.
It's literally just enough to get your hand in. So you can
That's
pull the rifle towards yourself.
Tiny amount, just to put, just to bring it to yourself.
And then if you do come up on a barricade and you want to shove the rifle on a barricade and you don't want it to foul your rail up or anything, you just park.
That's why I use an RPG, because I never use it like a proper grip. I always use it as a hand stop, and then I've got my pressure switch up above, so I'm basically C clamping in a sense, but also using the hand stop at the same time. So it's just sort of comfortable to me, I guess. But again, like anything, it's preference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, just a couple of people talking about. I think Nick is trying to help with a bit of information because one of the people watching was asking about best way for a disabled person in the wheelchair to obtain a defence licence, and just going through the same thing that everyone else does, but just finding those sites that are available for, obviously for disabled people. Because there's definitely a few in the UK, but I think they say they were in.
There's a bit
Northern
of a discussion with Northern Ireland though, because we had a bit of a debate about it in the office because. One of the guys was saying that in Northern Ireland you don't have to have a UCARA, you can just literally buy it as it is because of they have a 1 joule limit.
Okay.
So anything under a joule is not considered an air rifle or air weapon.
Okay.
So you don't have to, like the Police and Crime Commission bill or whatever you want to call it. I'm not as clued upon it, but they indicate that you don't need it. But then the way I determined it was, you can read the law in different ways.
Yeah.
And the way I read it kind of said that you did need to have it done. And I know some shops over there accept UCARA as a thing, and other shops just literally sell to whoever. So you're best speaking with a local shop and finding out.
My viewpoint has always been on it that UCARA and stuff like that was more of a fallback for shops and businesses, so that if in an event someone did have a basically a firearm that looked real and did something, it couldn't be brought back on them because they had some form of defence for them, saying that they had, they were going to be using it for the appropriate thing. That's what I always thought it was.
No, it's not that. It's basically, criminals using them, the fact that they look real, to go and hold up post offices and other bits and pieces like that, and use it for, criminal gains, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and
I know. Yeah.
What you're basically doing is the whole defence is you're basically proving that someone has an exemption to use it, and you're doing your due diligence to be sure that they're not going to go and use it for stupid things. But it makes no sense anyway, because you can walk into a gun shop, you can buy an air pistol which fires 4.5 steel BBs. That's 2 to 3 times more powerful than an airsoft gun, and you don't have to have any license whatsoever. I call it a license. It's not a license, but you don't have to have any kind of defence in place.
Well, this is the thing, because when I was younger, and we were, I can't remember. It must have been a birthday of some sort, but we went to Traego. Obviously down here, we had a bit of a laugh about Traego meals the other day, but we went to Traego, and I got an air rifle on my birthday one year. So I was just like, and we didn't need to do anything. Right.
That's the thing. You can literally walk into a gun shop. As long as you're over 18, you can buy whatever you like, and the air pistols look just like the real thing. So it completely makes no sense. But we've got to be happy with what we got, because it allows us to do the hobby that we enjoy. So
Yeah, this is the thing, because it's either that or they go, and you can't have anything. I'm like, right, okay, well, we're all fucked then, aren't we?
Yeah. They just take it away and then we're all buggered.
Yeah.
But
Those guns look absolutely lovely, just sat on that desk.
well, I'm glad you've liked it. Something a bit different on a Monday.
I've enjoyed it, and I didn't even expect it. And
well, it's just like I was going to build it because I want to take it down to the office tomorrow to show the guys and say this is the direction I'm going to go in.
Yeah. Which is fair. Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
And there will only be 3 Valkyrie VMP9s, what we're going to call them, in existence from us. So if someone sees it on site, they might go, "Oh, what's that?" And it's like, well, there's only 3 of these in existence, unless we cause like absolute outrage that people couldn't get them.
Yeah.
And then we might do a couple more, but I'm not talking like 10s. I'm talking like 5 or 7.
There's no point, I think, in doing any more just because people are complaining. Like, because then you could just say, well, if you want something custom in a similar vein, we'll just do a different design or some different colours. Like, because then they can just do whatever. So it can either be custom or you can do like pre-built ones again, and people just get in line to order.
Well, there you go. Jaegerprecision.co.uk.
Well, yeah.
There's countless guns that have done under that brand name that I could show you on here, but we'd have a table full of guns and they'd be falling over the place. But yeah, it is what it is. So, well, kind of surprised more than anything that the colours turned out vastly different.
Yeah. It's nice though. It's always nice when that happens sometimes, because then you look at it and go, I actually quite like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, I thought while I'm building it, let's just
You haven't seen it yet, actually?
No, not yet. I'm gonna go show her in a minute.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, I still can't get my head around it. But well, it's turned out for the good. It's a nice, unique colour.
Oh yeah, it looks really nice. Like, and I think obviously people in here say that they love it as well. So to have that from multiple people is nice.
Oh, George has joined us. What do you want me to show you, George? Wait for it to catch you.
Because we were literally chatting about you yesterday.
When he says we, I think it was you, Corey, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but I spoke about your interview with him as well. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's only because I just happened upon, I think, one of his videos on the Attack Sense website. So. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're following along, George, these 2 guns have been painted with the same Cerakote colour, and I've managed to get different results on the paint. So it's weird. It's like a titanium green colour. It's strange. You'd have to see it in person to understand it. But no,
you'll have to bring it down when you're coming down this way if you figured out when you're going to come down.
It's like, I mean, that's not the that's one. Obviously, I started doing the Cerakote with the TK45 first. That was the first one I did. That was a bronze one.
Yeah.
So that's a TK45 where I started messing around with a lot of Cerakote. That was burnt bronze. And then... Oh, let's get that out of the way. I'm tripping over guns now.
It's always a nice sentence to be able to say. I cannot say that.
This is probably the most unique one that I did, which was the mod one. So it was burnt bronze, midnight bronze. It was doing colours similar to what like the 416 deltas are.
Oh, the 50 Shades of FDE.
Yeah, but I was too I was too scared to put RAL on it, so I kept it black.
No.
But you know, carbon fibre suppressor, and then I basically did it in a theme that was like, what if HK did an updated MP5 in line with the 416 line of guns?
That does look very nice.
So it's very
I like the suppressor as well. That's nice.
very unique. But no, so I've got this thing with KWAs now that
yeah.
you ain't gonna be able to see that, are you? It's probably for the best. This camera is really annoying me today, but
yeah. Have you? What other cameras have you got that might be all right to?
I don't know that would link up. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got anything that would link up to the live.
You've not got like a DSLR kind of thing that you can use or something similar, or?
I don't know. George is he's a bit of a camera expert, so perhaps I have to speak to him.
Yeah, that's fair. Nicky was on about what about that new gate thing they have are bringing out. I'm wondering if he means about the little computer thing that we were on about yesterday.
400 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did we say we thought was probably the only use for it was definitely not the temperature.
I can't remember.
I can't remember what you were saying. What was it?
Oh,
You said you'd only
to
use
detect
it
how
for
many
one.
rounds you got left
That's it. Yeah.
for like gas blowbacks.
Maybe your battery percentage, if that's also something that it does, because then you can sort of get a bit closer to
Do you
figuring
know what
out when you need
happens
to change it.
when I find my rate of fire drops? I just swap the battery out anyway.
Well, yeah, I suppose that makes sense as well.
But yeah, that's the mod 1. That's where it all started getting a little bit more interesting with the stuff. The mod 2,
nice.
the mod 2, I wasn't a fan of with the really long straight mag.
Is that like the backwards sort of mag?
It's like this, but it's like a really long, like Glock style mag, and the mag is like about this long. It's just it looks daft. Where the mod 3,
right. Just looks nice and straight.
They made it look unique again with this. They're like I say, they're like MP9 mags.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it as well.
But,
yeah, that M1 is proper nice.
The mod 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
But I think that's also the benefit of having a lot of attachments on.
Yeah.
I think once the mod 3's got some bits and bobs on as well, if that's the way she's going to go with it,
yeah,
that'll look really nice as well.
But a friend of mine said to me with a mod 1, he said, if I wanted one, to build you one exactly the same as that.
Yeah.
He said, how much would it be?
Yeah.
And the Titan, like Titan max model piston heads, it had an R-hopped Jaeger precision barrel with, like it was fluted and everything.
Yeah.
I think the barrel and hot rubber that was in this originally is now in my MTW in preparation for giving that a go.
Yeah.
Got a couple of it was like about £1,100-1,200 to build, and it was just like nobody.
Oh dear.
It's basically saying just throw everything at it. It had fast motor because I was running it on 11.1s and it was quick, but I wanted to run it just as fast but on a 7.4. So I went up with the motor speed, up with the gear ratio, and then what that enabled me to do was get more of a bigger battery in, but it was a 7.4. But you were still running at like 25 rounds a second or something. Like anything quicker than 25 rounds, I think, is a bit ridiculous. But yeah, just take that
Big
off.
G says, I think with your skill set, you could take the camera apart and upgrade it with better internals and give it a sexy face.
That's where my skill set stops. I'm not very good with cameras and stuff.
And George says people are misunderstanding what that unit does. It actually just counts how much money is left in your bank account before and after you buy it. That got me when I read that a minute ago. That was funny.
As far as I'm aware, George is an MWS fan. I think he's got an MWS as well. It's all about that MWS life. But yeah, well, it's been a weird one. It's 2 hours worth. I think I did the gun in. I think I did the gun in under an hour.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, just so people that are watching this back, not live, so you don't think I'm misleading. It was all about custom KWA, and there it is done. So,
what's your plans for your next one then? What are you looking at doing next?
I've got a deep in grave. I think 30 rifles to go to Germany.
That's fair enough.
Which is going to take me a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then I've got to do 2 more of these as well to go on the website to be sold.
Of course, yeah.
And then I don't know actually.
I suppose you could always do another stream with just building those 2 as well.
Yeah, could do that for Saturday. We'll see.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to do a game Saturday, and so the night I'm going to be buggered.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It might be a sleepy stream.
Sleepy stream.
Sleepy time with bespoke airsoft.
Just maybe a normal chatty stream. Just like complete the trifecta of stream types we've got here.
Well, we found out the method now. It's gun stuff rather than game stuff, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Perhaps do a pistol, something.
A pistol, yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I could always do guides.
Pistol-wise to do?
Well, I could just take apart some pistols and clean them, ready for whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, bit of maintenance of everything, especially especially after you've been to a game day as well. Maybe do a maintenance of the guns you've used.
Yeah.
for the day.
Well,
Could always do that. Maybe.
I'm going to we'll obviously carry on chatting, but I'm going to end the stream there.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
If you stuck this long through it, then well done. You've got more time on your hands than I have, but
Well, you say that, but you were here, so.
yeah, I've been here for 2 hours. Yeah. But no, it's nice to see people join in for once.
Yeah, it's been nice just sort of chilling out and watching a gun being built. It's been quite nice.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you in the next stream, which will be Saturday. If you're just joining us now, you've missed all the fun, but you'll be able to play it back and go through it. So we'll see you in the next one.